Hey everyone, welcome back to Ripped MTG. This is going to be the first of my recap videos talking about the box we opened and what I've sold and how much I can take off my loan and all of that. So I'm really excited about these ones because I get to actually show progress happening on my student loans, which is great. The first thing I want to start with was my recap for Return to Ravnica, and the first thing I want to mention about that is I was looking through my foils afterwards and noticed I got a foil Sphere of Safety, and this card looked kind of good for EDH, but I didn't think too much of it, and I was like, oh, well, maybe the foil is worth a couple bucks. Turns out it was actually worth $6.04 based on the TCG market price, which is great. So we had 83.27 at the end of the Ravnica video. Adding $6 to it, we get about $90 box, 89.31. So that was awesome. It was definitely worth. I definitely made my money on that box, which was super exciting. And then after that, we opened Core Set 2019. That was a little bit of a buzzkill. We got Ajani, Adversary of Tyrants, and Chromium were our mythics of note. But, a lot of the rares have potential. I think there's cards like Graveyard Marshal have unique, fun abilities in an awesome tribe. Could see some more play and definitely go up in price. Supreme Phantom, kind of similar, that already had a good showing last week at I think it was the Grand Prix, or maybe it was a Star City Games tournament. Already had a pretty good showing, made it pretty far down there, and is showing a little bit of movement. So I think after rotation, once the power of Kaladesh goes away, and potentially even in Modern with Spirits becoming a thing, we could see some growth on Supreme Phantom and potentially Graveyard Marshal as well. So I'm optimistic about it. What's cool about it is I can sell the hype mythics now, like the $10 to $14 mythics that'll drop to $5 to $2. I can sell now and profit, and then there's some rares that aren't that exciting now, but could definitely go up in the future. So while the box value of cards worth over $2 is only $36.83, I think we can maybe make a little more off that, as long as we can sell things in the future. So, again, the Return to Ravnica was awesome. Core Set was a little bit disappointing, but definitely some potential. And after I open my second box of Core Set, I might be able to sell some doubles together. So then I want to talk about the cards I sold this last week. So, again, this is going to include the couple boxes. So it'll be a little bit different going forward. But from July 8th to July 19th, this is what I sold. I sold a Chromatic Lantern, Supreme Verdict, Rest in Peace, Ajani, Adversary of Tyrants, Cleansing Nova, Foil, and Abrupt Decay. And my total sale profit was $42.63. I don't want to go into the individual prices of what I sold cards for, just because I don't want people to kind of track my eBay account right now, I guess, because I don't know, maybe people do that. I'm nervous about it. So I'm just going to talk about what I sold and the total amount of money I made for it, so you guys can just guess what I made on each one. But obviously, cards like Chromatic Lantern and Ajani, Adversary of Tyrants had a little bit of a higher price point than the rest of them. Everything else is a little bit cheaper. There's definitely more that I have listed right now that have watchers and stuff like that, so we'll probably see some more sold. And obviously, in my next week videos, I might sell some more of these Return to Ravnica and M19 rares that will just go onto the list. And so we'll build up an inventory. This one might be a little bit light because I'm just kind of starting to put cards up there, but eventually I'll have a decent amount of rares up there, and cards worth over $4 or groups of cards worth over $4. I'm hoping and optimistic that we'll have a little bit more than this list right now. But even though it's not that big of a list, but we made $42.63, and that's after fees and everything too. So really not too bad for a first go around. So if we look at the loan tracker, 7-8, that's kind of when I started this. My loan amount was $18,541.14. And I made $42.63. Now, when I was paying off my loans, I was a little unsure about this, but the way I read it was when I pay off an extra payment or make an extra payment on the loan, it goes towards the accrued interest first and then the principal after that. And right now, this loan is split up right now. There's a $1,500 loan, and then the rest is on the other one. So we'll slowly take out that $1,500 one first, since it has a little bit of a higher interest rate, and I want to knock down that one first. And the accrued interest as of now was $763. So I'm hoping my math is right. I will come change it in the next video if it is wrong. But what I'm understanding is that I made $42.63. My accrued interest was $763. So I have to subtract that from my extra deposit, and my loan balance will now go to $18,506. My monthly loan minimum payments is later in the month, so next week I'll have that deduction as well. So I'll track those as well. But I'm thinking that's how it works right now. If it's different, I will fix it in the next video. But from what I understand, I have to subtract this because it's going to this 4263 is going to tack off this accrued interest first and then take off the rest of the principal. So after that, I should have $18,506.14. So let's change that. $18,506.14. So that's where we're at now. I'm super excited about it. We actually made a dent. The first time. This is a historic part of the YouTube channel. We get to see the loan go down because of selling Magic cards, so that's really cool. I will be doing another box opening this weekend. My travel got changed a little bit for work, so I won't be leaving until Tuesday next week. So I'm going to upload a box opening video on Sunday, but I don't know if I will get to the recap on Thursday because I won't be able to ship cards out while I'm gone, unfortunately. If I sell enough cards by Tuesday before I leave, I might do a quick recap on Thursday just to mention, like, hey, I sold a couple of these cards this week. Awesome. Otherwise, I will just wait until the next week. But yeah, as far as that goes, I have a Return to Ravnica box or another Core 19 box I'm going to open on Sunday. I have not decided which one I want to do yet. I kind of want to do Ravnica just because they're going to be printing Ravnica again, or a new set, but there could be reprints in there that might crash the value of some of the rares. Right now the Shocklands are still a good price, but there's a good chance they might reprint those in the next Ravnica set. And so I'd like to open those sooner rather than later to try and unload Shocklands while they're still expensive or semi-expensive. But on the other hand, if they don't reprint them, they could definitely go up in price. There's also arguments that if they do reprint them, they'll stay propped up a little bit for a little while because they'll be modern and standard demand versus just modern demand. But after that, they'll tank just because these sets are printed so much now. So I'm kind of tempted to do Ravnica just to get the guaranteed value on my Shocks that I open from there. And if we get a foil one, even better, more exciting. But on the other hand, I have an M19 box I'd like to open, and I kind of want to open that because there's still hype around M19, and the Mythics are still worth a little bit of money, and they're starting to sink down now. Like Tezzeret used to be $30, and I think it's down to $20 already. And so I'd like to see, if I get any of those big money rares right now, the money Mythics, I'd like to unload them before they kind of crash down. So I'm kind of torn. If anyone has an opinion, please let me hear in the comments what you'd like to see on Sunday for a box opening, and if I get any votes whatsoever, I will go with that. But thanks for watching. This is the first recap video. I'm excited. We dropped down alone a little bit, and looking forward to hearing from you guys in the comments. Give this video a like if you liked it. If you have any suggestions about how I should recap these a little bit differently. I know it's probably a little boring right now as I kind of figure out how I want to do it. But I'm open to any suggestions or ideas you guys have. And with that, I will see you guys Sunday.